The question is, did we achieve all that was meant to be achieved? Reducing losses, yes. Collecting the money, yes. Attracting the money in the sector, over 2 billion was attracted both in distribution and generation. But where we are now, there is a new need for government of saying we want low cost, we want reliable power for distribution, for manufacturing, and we want power to reach every, I think the target is every sub-county. And based on the parish model, hearing from Mr. Patrick Ochailap, we need to go beyond the sub-county to the parish, where there will be load centers to process the agro products. I think that's the new job that is with us. And again, to clarify that, yes, private capital was in. Could it solve all the energy needs of the country? The answer is no. At the moment, we need $5 billion in distribution to achieve NDP 3. Then again, we look and say, that's an average of $500 million to be appropriated every year in the national budget. And when I look at the current budget, I see we need to do a lot to catch up in that space. So instead of looking at the private sector as having come in to help then, they did their job, they helped. But now government will have to come in, both in generation, and they have really come in. You can see the mix has drastically changed. And also investing in distribution and transmission to achieve the last mile connections. And indeed, what we see from our numbers, 2/3 of the power are used by the top 3,300 industries in the country. Actually, for the record, 600 industries consume half of the power in the country. Therefore, if you have to create demand for all these plants that we are putting up, yes, it's the right thing to do. Agro-processing, attracting a lot of manufacturing, which will propel us to the next level. The energy sector is at the center, be it education, be it health, manufacturing, agriculture, improving even homesteads in terms of the quality of life people live. And indeed, under NDP 3, it's very clear. We need to have universal access by 2040, at least by, we should be at 80% by 2030. So, yes, as you indicated, there are those policy reforms in the early 2000s. It's where we are now. NDP 3 is with us. We need to scale up to ensure that we can achieve the government objectives. So energy is at the center of everything. So you find that some of the challenges that inherently the sector has faced is, as I indicated, you find from a generation front, all the way from the 1954 plant that was put up, the private sector has been coming along. Now government came in heavily with the Simba 183, heavily with Karuma. They are coming in heavily now, which was also a challenge. Transmission. I know, Doctor, you come from the Bunyoro region. The power that used to feed you was moving on a 33 kV line from Mutundwe, right? 200 kilometers, serving Kivoga, going through Kakiri, Wakiso. So if there was anything along the way, you in Hoima would always have challenges. But you'll see the impact of the transmission line that was built, linking all the way coming from Kawanda to Masaka, linking Mbarara, going to Nkenda Kasese, to Fort Potro, to Hoima. If you go through that belt, it's now quiet. That's the impact of transmission. Whereas Umeme was taking the brunt previously, you'll see that was a missing link. You'll again see in the Kampala, there's a bit of stability because of the transmission investments. You'll go to Iganga. Tembo still used to have a lot of challenges. When they commissioned transmission substation, everything went quiet. Patrick talked about, I remember Kapeka was a big challenge, but when we put in transmission infrastructure there, everything quietened. So one of the challenges which is being addressed, the first one was generation, that has been addressed. Second one is transmission being addressed. The third area is around distribution, which government has not come in heavily to complement. As I indicated, if you pump in $500 million in a year and you expect to collect it through the tariff, impossible. So the key challenge is how do we balance government investment to drive all these power lines to reach the parish, to reach the load growth centers, to ensure stable supply, while maintaining a fair competitive tariff. And that's why, as you have indicated, government has to rethink of different models, different from what was applicable in 2002 when the reforms were implemented, to ensure that we can achieve this scaling up. And some of the options in the bag, again, are sitting with the government. And indeed, the tariff setting mechanism sits with government. The Electricity Regulatory Authority is a government agency. Again, if you look at the industrial tariff, on the high, it is 7 cents. From midnight, it's 5 US cents. And again, when you look at it, what's the distribution component? What's that component that is related to the service we deliver to these industries? It's less than 5%. Actually, even if you took out umeme from the industrial tariff, you cannot achieve the 5 cents that is required. Why? You have transmission in there to be serviced, but also you have system losses to deal with. So it's not a umeme 100% issue to drive the tariff to 5 cents. It's a combined intervention on the structuring of the cost structure from generation, transmission, and distribution. It is the growth of the demand, because the tariff is costs over the volumes that have been consumed. So bringing in more industry is good. Building up new load centers is good. Even when Prime Minister Modi was here last time, he indicated that for Uganda, you need to bring in equipment that can transform our production. You know, those are the things we need as a country. Even if umeme is not part of the mix, the challenge remains big for the country, and we need to look at it comprehensively. And as I indicated, if you put on the lens of 2002, 2003, when the sector was reformed, all the objectives that were set out were actually achieved. We are in a new world now, which requires low tariffs, requires reliable supply, requires access. We must design new solutions to achieve this. We can't look at the current challenges and reflect on them as if they were there in 2002 and you say the reforms were a failure. No, that would be totally unfair. This country has done a lot in this sector. If you look at South Africa, it's taking on this model. ESCOM now is being broken into 3: generation, transmission, and distribution. If you go to Ethiopia, they are breaking it up. If you go to Rwanda, I think 4 years ago, they got some experts from Uganda here to help them restructure and break it up. There are benefits that you get by splitting up and allowing some of these components to work. But you can't rule out the arm of government bringing in money. You cannot leave it 100% to the private sector.
So